before we get started, it's a few people. I'd like to thank Brother Pastor Dan. You're going to open us up with a prayer?
Thank you, Lord. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for your amazing grace. Lord, you meet us right where we are. Father, I thank you that you still are working miracles, that you're making a way where there is none, that you're building bridges, and you're restoring your people and your community. Father, I ask even on tonight that you will move powerfully in the midst of us. God, that you would unite us in such a way that your kingdom would come and your will would be done on earth just as it is in heaven. Yes. Father, I pray your peace and your blessing upon every person that's here. God, have your way in the name of Jesus. Amen. Amen.
Thank you. Just getting started real quick. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is James Adrian. For all of y'all who don't know, I go by several other names. One of the names is Chubb. One of the names is Chubb X. Big Drip 734. You know, we in transition right now. There's a lot of things going on, so we figuring it out together. But we standing on Big Drip 734, that's for sure. Just to get started, like what we doing today, the purpose of this event was so we could figure out ways to make our community safer. To figure out ways to bridge the gap between the young and the old. To figure out ways to bridge the gap between the young and law enforcement so it's a better understanding than it's always somebody trying to attack us or we think that somebody's trying to attack us. So these are the things that may need to be addressed today. What we'll do, I'm gonna guide y'all through this. We're gonna have the panelists answer a few questions. We will have Q&A from the audience. And afterwards, we have a light meet and greet. We got some light food for y'all. We're gonna take a break in between it so you get you something to eat. And from there, I would like, we're gonna give the panelists the opportunity to introduce themselves. Because one thing that I noticed that the main purpose is we all have resources. Some people don't know what the other person's resources is. Sometimes we don't know what the other person needs. So this platform is for people to say the things that they need. It's a platform for people to say the things that they may feel like we need to improve in our communities. So this is a platform that is not gonna be too formal because like I say, we in the hood with it. So we trying to figure out how we're gonna get to the bottom of this. I want to start by, we can go down to panelists, let the panelists introduce themselves.
Yo. Got me.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm King.
What you say your name is?
My name is King.
King?
Yeah.
All right, nice to meet you. So you got to say right now?
Where you from, King?
I'm from Ann Arbor.
Okay, then you represent A Deuce. Pass it over there.
Good afternoon, everybody. Wondering if I'm in the right house.
Oh, you know that.
My name is Eugene Rush. I am a commander with the Washington County Sheriff's Office. Originally from the city of Detroit, born and raised. Came up here in the 80s to play football and never left, made Washington County my home. During the 70s, I was part of the Westwoods collaboration in the city of Detroit. Young Boys Incorporated, if you ever heard of White Boy Rick.
Yeah.
All of those sectors were in my neighborhood. Came out here, been in law enforcement. Now this is my 40th year doing it. God has been amazingly good to me in keeping the faith and keeping doing the job and keeping doing the work. So currently commander in charge of the community engagement and part of road patrol for the Washington County Sheriff's Office. Thank you.
I'm Phil Chrisman. I'm also from Ann Arbor. I teach at the University of Michigan. I just teach freshman English at the University of Michigan. I think the reason I got invited here is because I used to edit the Michigan Review of Prisoner Creative Writing, which you can see several issues of on that desk over there. Which means that I was James's editor for like 8 years, because he was in like 10 years, because he was in like every issue. So yeah, honored to be here.
My name is Brother Phil. I'm from Detroit. Father, returning citizen, formerly incarcerated person. Used to sit on the advisory board of PCAP. Rest in heaven to my man Buzz Alexander. I'm a program director for Team Pursuit, founder of 4820 Live Peace Initiative. We do community violence in one of the most dangerous zip codes on the east side of Detroit. Author, artist, activist, and current gang member. I think I need to throw that out there just for content's sake.
That's right.
Glad to be in Ipsy. I appreciate the invite, and I'm just feeling like something explosive is upon us.
No doubt. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
My name is Makai Ben Nicole. I'm from Ann Arbor, Michigan. I'm a youth leader, youth mentor leader under Top Rank Studios. I've worked with PP as well over the summer I just passed. And don't mind my voice is lost, but I definitely got a lot to say today.
Thank you, sir.
Man, my name is Charles Peterson Bay. And as a brother, I was formerly incarcerated too. I did 23 years. I've been home for 23 years.
Oh, praise to man. Praise.
And since I've been home, due to my wife, I moved up here for the city. I thought I was gonna go back to the city and hang out, but I ended up in Ann Arbor. But since I've been in Ann Arbor, I've been in the crime convention, and I was one of the first brothers that actually started working with the youth and doing crime intervention up here. Then brothers like this, and other brothers started coming home. Well, when I first got here, it wasn't that hard. 18 years ago, when I started doing this, they was looking at us like, you just came home from murder. You told me you want to work with the youth. You want to go in the community and do stuff. I had to really earn it. You know what I'm saying? So, right now, the brothers over here, you see all these brothers in the room. I work with all of these brothers in the room. This is like a family, all of these brothers. And even brothers that's not on the panel, these brothers doing good work around here. So, I'm starting with that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Devon Marks. I got invited. That's my brother. We was on the yard together. I was incarcerated as well. Been home about a year. And we just used to talk about stuff like this and coming home and being the solution. So I got a good perspective on things, and I'm here to listen and learn as well to the youth and to the other brothers that's willing to talk about these subjects to make things better. I also got my own LLC. I just launched a soft launch, Create Solutions LLC. So I'm just trekking and trying to be like my company say, just trying to be a solution. I'm just trying to help where help need be and give resources where they need it, and just be a glimmer of light coming from a dark place. Oh, I'm from Ipsy too.
Thanks for sharing.
What's what be exact?
As everybody doing, my name is Christian. I'm from Ypsilanti, South Side. I'm from the Willow Run. Come from one of the oldest historically rooted families out here, so family to me is everything. I'm in Detroit now, getting more tapped in with my YBI side, just historical roots in Detroit as well. And I always come out here to really just, keep connecting, keep establishing that community, because it's most important, especially for us people of color, to stay together and to stay progressive. I'm an Eastern grad, I'm in business, and I recently rap and produce. So I just come out here to connect with y'all, man. All right.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Tubbs. I am from Ypsilanti, Michigan. I am a business owner. I have a credit repair company called Elite Quality Plus. So again, y'all need some help with that. I'll definitely help y'all with that as well. We have a health and wellness organization. So we are looking to partner with different organizations. If you do anything that falls under health and wellness, my organization would love to partner with you to be able to do some things for people out here in the community that are on Medicaid and soon to be Medicare, and You know, James is my man. He asked me to be here because he knows community is everything. Like you said, there's a lot of people in this room that I've worked with, and there's a lot of people talk about doing the work, but we don't see them. I call people out for that, though. You know, so again, no, I'm just happy to be here, to be part of the solution. Again, Godspeed, God bless.
Thank you for sharing, bro.
I don't say my name is. My name is Jacob Walker, and I'm a PPE Next Gen Specialist, and I'm from Detroit.
That's right, represent.
How y'all guys doing? My name is Austin Grisham Gregory, and I'm from Ypsilanti, and James is a mentor / partner to me, helping me start my own business, and I don't know.
Thank you for sharing. What you passing like? I'm on the panel? Yeah, the panel.
No, it's chilling. Good evening, y'all. My name is Jamal Buffer. I'm the director of the Washtenaw County chapter of My Brother's Keeper, which is part of the national initiative that was started by Barack Obama during his presidency. We got a whole bunch of youth programs geared towards supporting young black and brown men, helping them counter inequities, whether it be criminal legal inequity, economic inequity, educational inequity. I'm a rapper and a DJ from Ann Arbor, but been living in Ypsi like the last 20 years.
How y'all doing, everybody? I'm Wesley Walton. I am a Power Peace Enterprise Media exec. I just help the kids that want to learn about music and make beats, and I can teach them how to do that when I have the time. I just got into work recently. I've been on probation for 5 years doing tethering. So now I got into this work with Duran and James, and they've been helping me get my life together and getting a lot of stuff on track.
Thank you for sharing.
My name is Justin Harper. I'm a teacher in Ann Arbor Public Schools. I'm from Ann Arbor. I also have a youth program that I've co-founded with this brother right here. We use sports to teach about problem solving and life skills, teach about social emotional learning, restorative circles. I have parent cafes and a whole bunch of other stuff, and everything is free. We just want to go ahead and provide a good service for our kids and teach them some real stuff. It's not about the sports, it's about really learning life skills.
Yeah. All right, thank y'all for sharing. So, just to tell a little bit about myself, my name is James Adrian, and I have the company called Making a Way. And what Making a Way is about, we teach youth literacy, we teach youth poetry, and we do a creative arts workshop. We also focus on community safety and violence prevention. So our main focus is teaching the kids a creative craft where they can use their senses for something positive instead of negative. We teach them how to use their words as a form of expression instead of using anger and lashing out and violence. So also about myself, I was sentenced to natural life in prison with no possibility of parole when I was 17 years old. So what that means is I was never supposed to get out of prison. So when I ask people, have you ever seen a miracle? People, I'm like, no, some people ask, so well, now you're looking at one. Because God had another plan for my life. We don't care what no judge say, no lawyers say, no doctors say, man, God is the leader of our life, and that's what we focus on. Absolutely. And one of the things we wanted to get clear to people is that there's an other side to the street violence. And the other side of that is prison or the cemetery. You can take your pick. So some of us had the sad part of going to prison. So what you have on this panel is a collective people who helped me get out of prison and the ones who helped me when I got out of prison. So this is a real special group to me. So just to start moving on, we're gonna start with one of the first questions I want to ask, and I'm just gonna push this out to the panel. And anyone can ask them, just jump in if you feel fit. And my question is, what does manhood look like? What else other Mike said? Anybody want to jump on that? Because I will start calling people out.
I'll start since everybody's going.
Holding yourself accountable and holding others accountable around you that you love. I see a lot of people say that they love people, but they don't hold them accountable. Being a man is being able to hold yourself with high integrity and high character. If you say you're going to do something, you have to do it. Being a man means if you see these young men and women out here doing something they're not supposed to be doing, stand up. If you see these young men and women out here doing something they're supposed to be doing, hem them up. Show them love, though. Just being honest, a lot of us ain't grow up with proper love. We grew up with an ideal of what we thought love was. It wasn't true. So we start pouring that to these kids. A lot of these young men and women, they dying at a young age. So again, being a man to me is just being able to love on somebody properly, though. Love them in the way they're supposed to be loved on, not the way you think they should be loved on. It's only one love, real spill.
Yeah, backtracking off of what he said, being able to hold yourself accountable is definitely a huge role of being able to come into your manhood and being who you're supposed to be. But something that I also want to add on to what he said is being able to learn how to react in a way of not reacting with intention instead of reacting off of surviving, or reacting off of doing certain stuff. As in, if it's a situation or anything that come upon, you know how to react based off of the intent, and you know the outcome of the intent of what you're doing instead of just doing it out of some type of thought, being upset or something like that. So basically not acting on emotion, but out of actually thinking about what you're doing.
Make a lot of sense.
Yeah, see, that's why I like hanging out with you, man, because I've learned a long time ago, man, out of their mouths and babes is much wisdom. So when I'm around the youth, man, I don't do a lot of talking a lot because I be trying to hear. Because they educated, you know what I'm saying? They educated, I'm 62 years old. And I don't run around young 20-year-old guys and 16-year-old guys thinking I know everything. And saying that, we know that we got old guys trying to be young and young guys trying to be old. So how do we define what a man is? Is it your consciousness? Would you get to a level of state of your responsibility? Do I have to do anything with your education? It has nothing to do with education, because we know a whole bunch of people that's educated, not men. We know a whole bunch of guys that's grown, they don't have a sense of manhood when it comes to their relationships, their children, and their family. See, when you become a man, you understand your role in society. You understand your role as a man in your house, to your children, to your neighbors. See, a real man is a real leader in your community. A real man is somebody you can come to without worrying about somebody thinking negative about you and give them your thoughts and get an honest opinion. But that's growth. You can find that in a young guy. I find that in him when I talk to him sometimes. I find it in the young brothers over here when I talk to them. I find it in 30-year-olds. So it ain't where you at, it ain't how old you is, it's where you at mentally. So that's my perception of what a real man is.
Thank you.
One thing that I've become more and more concerned about as I get older is that I feel like the way I was raised to think about manhood and masculinity, it meant being something. It meant being, tough or scary or intimidating. Which, toughness is obviously a good thing. I don't know about the other two things, but as I've gotten older, I realized how many of the manliest guys that I knew growing up, they're burdens to the women in their lives, right? And it's precisely because they're so concerned with being a thing, with being their idea of a man, that they don't handle themselves. They don't take care of themselves. They don't take care of their health. They don't go to the doctor. They don't pay attention to whether they're helping the women in their lives, or the women in their lives just drowning in one domestic task after another. Are they ignoring their children? I just know a lot of guys who are so concerned with being a man that they're not actually useful to the people around them. And I've looked at that and just really tried to okay, what's my wife got going on? How can I help ease her burdens. That's a lot of how I got involved in PCAP, is because I was watching my wife get overwhelmed by this impossible job. And I was like, well, this ain't gonna sort itself out. So I think looking around for ways that you can be humbly useful to the people in your lives, including the women, and just not being an unnecessary burden because you're trying so hard to be a man. I think that's a good thing to keep track of.
All right, thank you. Russ is trying to,
I got one.
hold on.
I got you right.
Hold on. You trying to go?
Oh, well.
Okay, that's what I thought. Go ahead.
I think the meaning of a man depends on where you're at.
That's right.
The perception of where you're at.
That's right.
In the city of Detroit, the meaning of a man could be different on the east side than it was on the west side in the 70s. Depending on what neighborhood you grew up in, would depend on your perception of what a man is. It's based on what you saw at that time. And that's how you develop your perception of, well, that's a man. Well, if you never saw an older adult that was trying to help you or trying to do something to make a difference in your life, then that wouldn't be your perception. But if you saw someone that was hustling, that was out there doing something, helping you when you were doing bad, then that would have been your perception of what a man is. So depending on where you grew up and who you had around you, that it kind of makes you feel that this is who I see every day. This is what I know to be a man. And that may or may not be good, but that's your perception of it. And that's how I grew up. I was fortunate enough to grow up on a block where there were 95% boys. That's why we had the gangs in the 70s. 95 of us were male. And the male role models were a lot older. They were not just older, they were in their 60s, 70s at that time when we were 15, 16. But that was my definition, that was my perception of what a man is and what a male is. Thank you.
Come on. He took what I was gonna say, because it's all about it's all about what you see, what you like he said, when you see a person that's considered a man, that's what you measure yourself to. So me personally, the question about manhood, whenever I looked at manhood, learned what manhood meant to me, it was looking at leaders. A person that can learn and then get in position to lead. Not only lead, but know when to take a step back when you know that you might not be the strongest person for that particular task, or put the person in position for that particular task, or just being cognizant of what's going on in whatever situation you're in. Like manhood, that's what manhood look like to me. And I have a few men in my family that I call myself measuring up to. It was very far in between, but I come from a single parent home where my mother ended up remarrying a couple times, so I had what not to do and what to do for, all of these people, but I gathered all that information and then start formulating my perception of manhood. And I feel like manhood is predicated on how you can lead, how you can learn, and how you can apply what you learn in whatever situation you're trying to be in.
So, from what I'm gathering, is it fair to say that manhood absolutely starts with responsibility? It starts with character. It starts with being an example, being a role model. So if we saying all that, and that's what manhood looks like to us, what was the problem then when we was growing up where we didn't see these examples? We didn't see these examples. Like the commander said, we seen the guy on the corner selling dope. I sat on that porch in Liberty Square and watched everything happen to the point where I'm like, I gotta get off the porch too. Like I'm sitting on the porch and this is what fueled us. What fueled us was the money, the lifestyle. It was like, man, he got all the nicest clothes. He got the nicest car. That fueled us. That pushed us like, man, we gotta figure it out. Because we struggling, the poverty is there. It's all around us every day. So now we sit in the hood, we trying to figure out a reason How do we get some money? How do we help our family? We see my man over there, he get to it. So now we gotta figure out how we get involved in it. How do we get into the mix? How can we get these cars? How can we get these clothes and things? So now that's the point where we at right now. Because this is what a lot of people are seeing around. They're seeing the glamour, the glitz. We seeing the buff, the yays. We seeing all that. We seeing the the $1,200 gym shoes. How they gonna get there if they don't got no job? You want it, I want it. Where do we tap in at? So now we have to find out what's the solution for it. We see the problem, what's the solution? How do we find that solution? If we stand on business and saying we men and we responsible, the community shouldn't look like it looked then. Because everybody has the answer. So my next question would be, how can mentorship change the direction of a young man's life? How can mentorship change the direction of a young man's life? Young men?
I'll start. I'll say,
I don't know why y'all act the bougie. I do not work here.
mentorship in general can,
I am the guy.
I think mentorship, Jay, can really exponentially take you to another level. Even coming from Ypsilanti and having Detroit roots, like, I had everything without ever asking for it. I had a loving family that always took care of me, but when it came time to get outside and really discover things as a man on my own, I always had OGs mentoring me, showing me what it was about. When I go see my Detroit side, they told me the stories about YBI and what they was doing, and I didn't really understand the half of what it was or the magnitude of it, because I'm seeing things so small coming from Ipsy, but you just seeing people shining, you seeing the chains, the fly shit, and I always love that. But you don't really understand the cost or just the impact that they were making in the neighborhoods. It's the same thing out here where my family out here was just working, doing regular stuff. So when you see these people with furs and how I got inspired to be fly for my Detroit side, like, you think they're just working too until the documentaries come out. And there's other people writing books about it, doing YouTube content, just breaking it down in a way that you're like, is this me? You know? And so when you realize and you sit with those people, those guys, my uncles and them still there, I still pull up on them now. And they tell me the stories and they say, no, Christian, that's not you, that was us. And it's always showed me the difference of, this is family, this is me, but at the end of the day, a whole nother perspective, a whole nother time, a whole nother gauntlet that they had to go through, just especially being in a major market like Detroit. Detroit was once the third richest city in the world. Money everywhere, floating everywhere. And you know, a lot of us just didn't have no direction until you get those mentorships that, you know, like I said, can exponentially grow you as a person. And, you know, that's what I think mentorship can really do for someone young trying to find their way.
So, again, mentorship nowadays, because once I was a knucklehead. So like, at first, because these guys right here, they know, before I was like actually head on and like getting it, I ain't really like, you gotta really do something. You gotta really show that young person out there that this is okay to do. Like, it don't matter what other people think and stuff like that. It's okay to be you, no matter what you're doing. And that's helping other kids or helping other people your age or doing your own thing. That's okay. Some kids don't know now, like when you talk to me back then, I was like 16, you can't tell me, I was like 15 still doing dumb stuff. You can't tell me to go get no job. I can't. Like, I can't. So I had to get that fast money. I wanted the fast money. Let's just say that I ain't had to, but I wanted it. That's what, you know, once you learn that fast money ain't good and waiting on that paycheck and waiting on whatever money comes to you, then you'll be okay. Cause some brothers younger than me, they just, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, y'all can't tell them about money. it's not about money no more. Like, it's not about money. Yeah, we used to be the third richest city, all that, everybody. No, it's no more drug dealers is your age. So yeah, it's probably the older people's fault. But people that's actually making crimes, like the murder rate going up and stuff like that, them is the young brothers just shooting each other over nothing. I know everybody heard about that one thing that happened in Ann Arbor. That was, I promise you, I know every person in that situation.
Hey, we ain't discussing situations.
Mentorship.
We got one more, bro.
Yeah, backing off the what?
He's speaking on it because it's all over.
Yeah, backing off of what Tim was saying, I do agree with him. As far as what he just said in that last part, it was a lot of stuff that was going on as far as the youngins being the reason behind a lot of murder rates around it. But back to the mentorship, I believe that a mentor has to be somebody that not exactly went through the person that they're mentoring went through, but someone that they can look at, and the younger person that they're mentoring can say, or the person that's mentoring can look at a young person and say, like, I kind of see myself in this person in a way. Like, it's easier to mentor somebody when you've went through what this person has already went through. As far as me, for instance, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I just didn't have nothing. I had good parents that made sure I was straight. I played AAU basketball, I traveled, I did everything that I wanted to do majority of the time, so I'm not. But I have gone through certain situations that I'm sure everybody in this room is going through. And I could go and look at a young brother of mine or a young brother anywhere I go and say, like, I see myself in this person. And I feel like it's certain kids, when you know you can see yourself in them, like, you know you can get them on the right track. So I really don't think it's the mentor, but more of the person that's mentoring them. Like, it really depends on who's the mentor and the person that's leading by example, because not everybody that's leading by example is looked at as an example just based off of who I am. Like, I can see everybody in this room right now, but it's probably one person in the room that's really gonna stick out to me, or one person in the room that I'm really gonna be like, he really got his head on straight. Everybody can have their head on straight, but it's that one person that really catches your eye and catches your attention to be like, I wanna be around this person more. I wanna figure out how to move right because of this. You gotta connect with the kids. You gotta be able to do stuff that they like. Like, kids, like, low-key, the youngest, they go cuss. Like, they cuss, they do stuff that they're not supposed to do. You gotta be able to be there and be on their head, but, like, gotta slowly go into it. You can't really force it. You gotta be hard, but you can't force it, because that's gonna drive them away. You're still gonna do what they was doing.
Thank you. Anybody else want to add on that?
Add something to it.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Let's go, dude.
Introduce yourself.
I say my real name. I'm good. This ain't my real name.
That's up to you.
Say your real name, sir.
You got to represent your brand. You know what you stand on. Where you from? Tell them your name. Where you from?
I told him he was here, man.
Excuse me.
My name Deshaun. I don't really got too much to say. I don't know what to say. For real.
So the question is, how can mentorship help a young man develop?
I don't know. You gotta really be there for him, talk to him, and make sure like kids good. Everybody do be going through a lot for real. I ain't gonna lie. I know I'm going through a lot for real at my age. I'm only 16.
Understandably. So what would help look like to you? Like, what's something that you feel like you would need that'll ease some of the things that you're going through, ease some of the stress that's on your mind, whether it be helping you get documents, license, whether it be helping you pursue your career in sports, whether it be trying to find you a trade, something that you're interested in, anything. Like, what would be something that you feel will assist you in getting that stress up off you say you're dealing with?
Probably just find the right person to talk to or something. I don't like to talk.
Look around.
I don't like to talk to too many people.
Look around. It's about what? It's a few you can pick from in here. But I agree with that. You got anything else you want to add?
No, that's it for me.
All right, thank you for sharing, bro.
You're welcome, Deshaun. Thanks for sharing.
So just to add to that, like, I believe that mentorship plays a major role in the development of youth, because how many of y'all played football or basketball? By show of hands, how many played football or any type of sport? So what did it look like when somebody is in that audience, they're cheering for you? How does it feel when you run up and down that court? You can look at your brother. You can look at your mother. You can look at your father. You can look at a friend. You can look at somebody you grew up with. Like that feeling is better than anything. And it don't cost nothing to do. The best ability is availability. You have to be available. You have to be in a circle or around people to be an impact in their life. So when you're going through that and you're going through the inconsistencies of a man being in a household, a man being there to teach his child to put his dukes up to protect himself, a man being there to say, hey man, you got to keep going to practice every day. You got to keep getting up early in the morning. You got to keep going to school at night. You got to keep making sacrifices in your life to get the things you want. That's how that mentorship changes that direction. That's where it comes in at. Because somebody is there saying, hey man, that ain't the way to do it. Try this. All right, we're gonna take a quick break right now. Y'all look like y'all hungry. We got the light snacks over there. Like prison cook up for y'all. Y'all grab y'all some snacks, take a break. We're gonna take about 10, 15 minutes. Y'all go mix and mingle for a minute.